What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today bringing another Rhymestyle Q&A. And again, if you're new here, just to explain real fast to the people who missed all the Q&A videos thus far. Every single week or so, I like to do these Q&A questions videos where I answer questions submitted by you guys. So if you have any questions you want to ask, drop it right below. And then next week, I'll pick out a bunch from this video and answer them in the next one. So without further ado, let's talk about the questions that were posted in the last week Q&A. If you want to watch that as well, it's linked in the description below. So first question comes from Shan He, who wants to know, how would you rate Dragon Ball Super so far? Dragon Ball Super so far, I like it. I enjoy it. I love every single Sunday when I wake up. Well, not anymore now because I have to wait until the evening hours because it takes a lot longer to get subbed. But I definitely enjoy it. I love it. Every single week I enjoy it. It's amazing. It reminds me of when I was a kid. I used to watch Dragon Ball Z. Two thumbs up, essentially. I mean, no problems with it. I'm more excited about the new stuff that's about to happen in the Champa arc in January. But outside of that, I've been having fun so far with the Resurrection F and Battle of God stuff, even though it's something that we've already seen. But those are my thoughts. What do you think, Shan? If you're in this video, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Next question comes from Nagato. Oh snap, Nagato from Suzumiya, Melancholy of Haruhi. It's a good anime, check it out. And Nagato wants to know, Ryan, would you rather have a scouter or a tail like Kid Goku? I'm not gonna lie, having a tail would be kind of weird, so I'll take the scouter even though I don't think it'll be that useful in this universe. But hey, it'll be a collector item and I can put it up on my wall next to my other stuff, so I'll take the scouter. Next question comes from Dr. Blick, who wants to know, would you do One Piece discussions on your channel? I definitely do want to do more. I've done it in the past, and I've never really done anything in depth, and that's because Oda does a really great job filling in a lot of the holes, so there's not really much discussing the theory and speculation stuff like with Dragon Ball. Toriyama is notorious for his plot holes, so you can literally have discussions for years, literally, I mean that's how I have my channel, for years, which is why I was doing Dragon Ball stuff. But the thing that I want to do more in the One Piece universe is talk about Devil Fruits, for example. Like I've done theory Devil Fruits of like what would be some amazing powers, like a water fruit, something like that. So I've done videos like that in the past that I want to bring back in the future, probably when One Piece Burning Blood comes out. But the answer is yes. That's definitely yes. Also, big shout out to Dr. Blick. Next question comes from Rockstar, who wants to know, do you watch WWE? No, I don't. I could never get into it. I remember as a kid, everybody around me was watching it, and I even tried buying the toys. I could just never get into WWE. And I don't know what it was. It just, you would think as a kid it's awesome, but like I just couldn't really get into it, and I have no clue why. But yeah, I know everybody around me watches it. Like Thundershot watches it. I know Mike from Laughing Stock Media is really into it. Everybody on Twitter I see is also into it, but just with me, I can't do it. So yeah. Next question comes from Tom Buelis, and he wants to know, yo Dino, is it true that there's a whole saga that I missed in the manga of Yu Yu Hakusho? So only if they'll add that, I think I'll watch the series. I'm very fond of the old one. I think you're thinking about the rumor that went around saying that originally Togashi was going to end Yu Yu Hakusho with like this demon versus human war, and instead he decided not to do that and he did the tournament instead. I was never a big fan of that final tournament in Yu Yu Hakusho. I just really didn't like it. It was kind of like a lackluster ending, especially considering the fact that they just finished Chapter Black, which was so freaking awesome. So if they ever were to redo that mysterious arc that never happened, I would definitely watch it. Because like I said, it sounds a lot better than the stupid tournament. Like, no offense to people who like that tournament, but the final tournament of the Three Kings, it just wasn't that much fun to watch. But then again, this is all just rumors, so I don't know how true it is. But yeah, there's something going around that people have talked about for years now. Next question comes from Goku Z Fighter, and he wants to know, hey Ryan, there's a rumor that there may be a chance that Xenos 2 will come out September of next year. Do you think this is true or false? And it is 100% false. The reason I say it's false is because there's absolutely no information on Xenos 2 right now at all. I mean, they could release it next September, but there's nothing that came out saying, hey, this is going to happen. I don't even know if they start, building the game yet, which I assume they did if they're going to release it in the next year or so. My best guess is if they do a Xenoverse 2 or another Dragon Ball Z game, it's a big Dragon Ball Z game, they will most likely announce it at E3 of next year and probably drop it sometime around early 2017. Because, like, think about it, right now, Bandai is getting ready to finish up Naruto Storm 4, which comes out in February. Then we have One Piece, which comes out, I believe, was it April? I think April, March. I forgot what the release date was. And then, obviously, the next big thing they need to work on is another major title, which only makes sense to do Dragon Ball Z next. So I feel like, based on how the release schedule is right now, we'll probably get a Dragon Ball Z announcement around E3, because you want to announce it around something big. And E3, Anime Expo, Comic-Con, Anime Expo, I just said that twice. All that stuff is going on around the same time, so I feel like the next big announcement for Dragon Ball will be around the summer, which means usually about 6 or so months once they announce is when their release date comes out. So expect something probably around early 2017 at best, but who knows, they might drop something else in between. When there's information about it, I'll let you guys know, but for now, anything you read is most likely false. If you didn't see it on my channel or the other guys' channels or shonengames.com or Konsenshu, it's most likely false, so keep that in mind. Next question comes from Eric Zapata, wants to know, Rhymestyle, is it possible to make more Dragon Ball X videos because waiting for your next one is killing me? Unfortunately, no. So to kind of break down how recording goes with that, when we record Dragon Ball Z, we have to set aside a good hour or two to basically get this stuff together. So we always pick like maybe a Monday or Tuesday or something like that where we record a whole session and then we edit it out and schedule it out for the next couple days. The reason why they're always like 15 minutes long is because whenever we do a series with multiple people, it's really hard to get everybody in the same room at the same time, because I'm on West Coast time, Danny is on East Coast time, and Ryan I think is on East Coast time as well. So it's like, and on top of that, you know, there's jobs everybody has, so it's really hard to get down on the same, you know, time schedule to record. So because of that, we always pick that one day a week where we get together, record. We do like 4 episodes, 5 episodes, and then we schedule out for the next week. So that's why we have to do it in increments. Otherwise, what end up happening is we would release them every other day and then go on breaks every now and then. So we figured every other day is perfect for a schedule, which is why we've gone with the current schedule that we've been doing for the last, I guess, couple months now. Troll with no face wants to know, how much do you enjoy doing YouTube? I love it. It's fun. I enjoy waking up every single morning, jumping in and discussing this stuff. Because what I've noticed about YouTube is it's all about creating a community of like just awesome people. It brings joy to people, days and stuff. It's fun to geek out and nerd out over the same thing. And like I said, when I was in high school, I only had like a small group of friends who like the same stuff as me. I mean, I had friends, but only like the small group that care about the same stuff, like Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. And having that on a mass scale across the world is awesome. And I know there's a lot of you guys that can agree with me on that. It's like you come back from work, from school, from whatever, you sit down, you hop on the videos, and it's like you talk to the same people who like the same stuff. That's what makes YouTube so much fun. It's like, it's just a big group of extended friends essentially across the world. So yes, I definitely enjoy it. Next question comes from Daniel Taoki Connor, who wants to know, do you watch 7 Deadly Sins, Dino? And yes, actually I do. It's a really good anime. To those who haven't heard of it yet, it's on Netflix. I think it's like a Netflix original. Check it out, it's awesome. It's just, it's like, how would you describe 7 Deadly Sins, babe?
Slayers,
basically Slayers. I just check it out. It's just awesome. It's basically just like medieval knights and stuff in anime format. There's powers. It's magic and stuff like that. You'll definitely enjoy it if you're into that stuff, especially if you like fairy tale. I feel like if you like fairy tale, you'll love 7 Deadly Sins. So jump into that. And I know I'm about to get the questions like, well, how come you like 7 Deadly Sins but not fairy tale? I don't know, I just could never really get into fairy tale, and that's what it is. I mean, I might try again down the line, but for now, every time I try to watch fairy tale, it just didn't catch me like other animes do, so that's why. But definitely recommend 7 Deadly Sin. It's awesome, it's short, and it's just, you'll have fun watching it, so check it out. Next question comes from King AJ and wants to know, when does Dragonball Xenoverse 2 come out, like Dragonball Xenoverse crew, and keep up the good work, Rhyme? Dragonball Xenoverse, who don't know what that was, it was a Dragonball Z playthrough that featured basically everybody. Now, the reason why I didn't do Dragonball Xenoverse 2 is because my original idea for Dragonball Xenoverse didn't exactly work out the way I wanted it to work. I wanted it to be basically like this big like game that had like, I don't know, 15, 20 of us on it, and we created our own factions, we fight each other and all that stuff. But then what ended up happening is because of schedules, because like I said, it's always hard to get everybody on the same page for recording, it conflicted. And at the time, what ended up happening is, I believe it was just basically me and Danny and like Thundershot who played all the time, and then Kwame joined later, and then by the time the series was over, more people started joining. So it didn't work out the way I wanted it to work out. Now, if I end up doing Dragonball Xenoverse in the future, like a sequel to it, I want it to be basically something where it's like, we create our own teams, we actually fight, we play every single day, we like really get on the same schedule, and if we can pull that off, we'll do it. But as of right now, I have really no real desire to bring back Dragonball Xenoverse 2 in the future, unless, like I said, it works out really, really well. I mean, I might do a test run, but we'll see what happens across, the future and stuff like that. So maybe, but for now, I don't know. Like I said, Xenoverse 1, Dragon Ball just didn't work out as well as I wanted to, and I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future. That's all I'll say. I don't want to say it's not going to happen, but, you know, we'll see what happens. Derek wants to know, if you had a chance to work with Akira Toriyama, would you drop everything and work for him? The answer is no. I'm actually pretty happy with where I'm at right now, and I feel like with what I want to do, I don't think I can accomplish with Akira Toriyama. It's weird to say. I mean, I would love to fly out there and meet him if I can get over my fear of flying for a long time. Shake his hand, maybe, you know, take some pictures and stuff, play some video games, play some Dragon Ball. But I would never want to work for him. It's kind of weird to say, because, like, what would I even do? Like, if he was to bring me on as, like, a YouTuber that works for him, I would rather not do it either. Like, I want to build my own thing, essentially. You know, I spent the last couple years, you know, working for others, and now I'm at a where I kind of want to work for myself and build something on my own and be proud of it, rather than, you know, build someone else's dream. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Mystic Strike Force wants to know, hey bro, have you collected anime cards like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Card Fight, Vanguard? Actually, my question is, did you watch Card Fight Vanguard yet? It's really, really good. First series though. Next season is the new characters with blah, 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 blah. Long question. I have always been into collecting cards, from Pokemon to Yu-Gi-Oh. Look at that, I actually have 2 cards left. I have this Slifer and this Obelisk. Now, when I got rid of my card set, I just kept these 2 because I remember getting these as a kid was a big deal. And then the internet kind of happened, and then everybody just kind of started ordering these online. But like when I was into Yu-Gi-Oh, you couldn't just hop on eBay and just order stuff, because at the time everybody was all like paranoid, like, oh, if you buy from eBay, you'll get hacked and stuff. And because of that, everybody basically, the cards that they had, they got from, you know, going to tournaments, going to networking events, and basically playing with people. And when I finally obtained Obelisk and Slifer, I was so excited. I was like, I will never get rid of these cards. And when I got rid of my deck, I just kept these 2. But yes, I love collecting. It was always a big part of my life. That's why now I'm down to collecting anime figures, which are all up on my wall up there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at all that stuff. Yeah. But yes, I never actually watched the show, but I guess I'll check it out because it seems to be sounds awesome or something. Next question comes from Loren, and he wants to know, why don't you have a live stream? I've already kind of answered this question before. To live stream, I don't have time for it. To give you a kind of breakdown of my schedule, every day I wake up roughly about 7 or 8 a.m. I go get coffee, I got breakfast, I start recording, I do some work for my work, and then by the time I'm done doing all that, it's roughly about 5 or 6 o'clock. I mean, even right now, I'm kind of going overtime. It's late in the afternoon, that's why it's dark. And by the time I'm done doing like the YouTube stuff for my next day, it's late in the day. And if I was to live stream, I would have to, you know, sacrifice another 3 or 4 hours. And I'd rather use that 3 or 4 hours to, like, you know, live. Because if you're always working, you'll end up becoming miserable, you'll burn out, and you'll hate what you do. So that's why I don't live stream. It just takes up too much time. And I feel like as a live streamer, if I focus on building that, I'll have to, like, stop building YouTube. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense to, like, abandon the one thing that I already started. So that's why I don't have a live stream. Now, every now and then, once in a blue moon, when I have extra time, I do like to hop on Twitch, stream, play people and stuff like that. But for the most part, I don't like to do it as part of a schedule, just because it takes a lot of time, really, and that's why. So, hope that makes sense. Next question comes from LeBron HD, and he wants to know, where do you buy your manga from? I actually like going to mostly this place called Book Off, and those third-party stores like that, because I feel like if you buy manga in mass sets, because you can see I have, you know, we have quite a bit of manga. Most of those are my girlfriend's, but, you know, I got, like, you know, the basics. I got Dragon Ball in the back, and I got Hunter x Hunter, Yu Yu Hakusho. We got quite a bit. You know, we got like a bunch of One Piece. Most of the manga that I get is always from the third-party stores like Book Off, for example, because they're really, really cheap. I mean, obviously, when you buy manga, you have to buy a bunch of volumes, and if they're like 10 bucks a piece, it can get pretty expensive. But like places like Book Off and like the third-party stores, usually will sell them for like 5 bucks, which is pretty decent. So if you want to get into manga, I highly recommend you check those out. If you have a Book Off near you, look it up, Google it, and see if there's one around, and check it out. The store's awesome, but for the most part, that's where I usually go. Every now and then, once in a blue moon, I will go to Barnes & Nobles, but not really most of the time. I most likely to go to Barnes & Noble just because they have figures there too. But I never actually go there to buy on like the daily and stuff like that. That makes sense. Pedro wants to know, how do you know Nadeshot? Now, it's funny, I met Nadeshot back in 2011, I think it was. It was an MLG event, and at the time, when I was like doing stuff with Logic, he was like kind of like blown up in the gaming scene, because like Face Temper started playing his music, and then Nadeshot was known for playing Logic in his live streams. So I remember at the same event that I actually met Tommy at, I walked up to Nadeshot. I was like, hey, you know, I've been doing stuff with Logic, you know, thanks for all the support, stuff like that, and that's how it became cool. But it wasn't until later, I think like a couple of months ago or so, I mean, obviously we kind of knew each other through mutual friends, but it wasn't until later where we actually met in person. We hung out. I think it was a Logic video shoot, from what I remember, for Under Pressure, because we were both in that video. That's when we kind of became really, really cool. On top of that, like, we always talked on Twitter, stuff like that. I remember I also helped him on Twitter when he got hacked one time. He lost his account for like a month, which was a huge fight with Twitter, by the way, but essentially through social media, basically. It's funny, everybody I know today, I met through the internet. It's crazy what the internet can do. Yeah. Spam Guy wants to know, why don't you open up endless rooms and actually fight real challengers in Xenoverse, or why don't you try to be the best fighter in Xenoverse? Every time I see you post videos, it's you fighting the novice level computers. Well, if I'm doing discussions like this video, for example, I always have stuff in the background because people enjoy watching the fights, and then, you know, you come for the content that's on top of that, like whether it's a discussion, a Q&A, or whatever. Those videos are more focused on the discussion themselves. Now, for my random battles that I've been doing with like the squad, for example, or random people, that's where I kind of like just try to have fun with people. And the key word is fun, because I don't like to be competitive in a game like Xenoverse, because number one, if I try to be competitive, I'm going to fail, because there's so many amazing good people in that game. And two, I just don't like to take the game too serious. Like, I just kind of like to hop on, play with people, and then have fun, and that's it. I'm not here to be the best in Xenoverse or whatever. Because on top of that, Xenoverse is not really a fighting game, just kind of like a fighter, if that makes sense. A fighting game is Street Fighter. Now, Street Fighter is a different story. In Street Fighter 4, I try to go pretty much 100% and, you know, get as many wins as possible and really, really play that game. But anything outside that, I'm just kind of like, yeah, whatever, I'm just having fun here. So that's why. JNap wants to know, if you could use Trunks' time machine for one round trip in real life, what time and where would you go and why? Ooh. For one round trip. Ooh, this is a tough one. It's funny, when I first read your question, when I snapshotted it to use in the video, I thought the question said, if I could go back in any time period of my life, where would I go and why? And I was going to answer to today, because you know, I like to live for today, you know, and going to tomorrow in the future and stuff like that. But now that I actually reread the question, I realized that it was a much better question. So where would I go? Oh my gosh, this is tough. I want to say probably go super into the future to see where we're going to be in like 1,000 years. Because like going into the past is like, you know what happened. You can read the history books and stuff like that. Maybe go back and see the dinosaurs. But you know, I've been watching Jurassic Park all week. You know, we've been watching all the movies again. And I'd rather not get killed by dinosaurs. So I'd rather go into the future to see what's there. Because I know I will never see that. Whereas with the past, we've already seen everything that happened. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, that happened. So definitely in the future. Luis wants to know, hey Ryan, I love your vids and I sub for you for quite a while. Say that you always say that you rap. Can you spit some bars in this Q&A if you're reading this? No, I don't rap actually. The name probably says otherwise, but I'm not a rapper. I'm just a kid with the name Rhymestyle that I kind of got as when I was growing up, and I kind of kept that when I got on the internet and stuff like that. But no, I'm not a rapper at all. I just work with rappers, if that makes sense. Stormmaster KEZ wants to know, would you rather have Budokai Tenkaichi 3 port for PS4 or a remake, possibly just like the Final Fantasy VII graphics update? I mean, a remake would be great because then they would have a bunch of stuff added to it. But at the same time, I know that's not going to happen anytime soon, so I'd rather just get the port at this point, because like they're not going to work on another one. Now, if they were to want to work on it, I would still not want it, honestly, because the thing about Dragon Ball Z games that's really cool is every time you get a new game, it's a new game. Whereas with like Storm, for example, every Storm game has been basically the same game, just, you know, with a couple of tweaks for the entire like formula. But the cool thing about Dragon Ball Z is we never know what to get. Sometimes a game will be awesome like Xenoverse, and then sometimes we'll get Battle Z. It's kind of a gamble, really. But the cool thing about it is, even if the game sucks when it comes out, it's a new experience, so we'll at least enjoy it for an X amount of time. So I'd rather have the new stuff rather than the old stuff. But if I had to choose, let me get that port because I know it can be done easily. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Ryan wants to know, why do you keep redoing Dragon Block? I'm so confused. Love your videos, by the way. It's funny you say this because I've already had like 3 questions in this Q&A about Dragon Block. It's just a series that every time I end it, people want me to keep playing it. And the cool thing about Dragon Block is, even though the core story is the same, it's not about, you know, refighting Frieza, Cell, you know, Vegeta every single time, and even now Boo. It's about the experience of getting there, you know, playing a co-op game with your friends. That's what it really is. It's not about just the same thing over and over again. It's just every Dragon Block playthrough has been different. Whether I'm playing with Danny, myself, or with Ryan, or Kagi and Thunder, every playthrough we've done has been different in terms of like how it is. And that's, I think, why people like it so much. And as long as people will want it, I'll keep doing it, which is why I'm doing Dragon Block again right now. So I guess the future is in you guys' hands. So the more Dragon Block you want, the more I'll put out on my channel. Angel on Camper wants to know, Rhymestyle, do you think Dragon Ball Raging Blast project is still possible? I'm really into your game and did a video a year ago. What are your thoughts? I actually did a video about this back in 2012, I think, as well. And it was a great idea, it was awesome, but to be honest, it's not going to happen for several reasons. The main reason being that Bandai has already said it's done with Dragon Ball Raging Blast. The series didn't sell that well, and because that has no plans to ever bring it back. It's quote-unquote canceled. Now, if they would have done Raging Blast 3, it would have been awesome to get, but let's be real here, it's just not going to happen. On top of that, honestly, the Raging Blast series was not a favorite to my of my list. I mean, the thing that I never liked about Raging Blast is it felt too stiff. It felt too stiff. There was kind of like a ceiling there. Like after a certain amount of time, the game was just not fun at all. It's funny. I just went back, started playing it again because I got it for the PS3 again, and I just realized I forgot that just the game wasn't that great. It was fun. It was better than Battle Z and Ultimate Tenkaichi, but Raging Blast probably will rank on the lower list of my favorite Dragon Ball games. What I think they're doing with Xenoverse is great because you feel so free when you play. You have a lot of options and freedom to do whatever you want in that game. And because of that, I'm more a fan of them moving in that direction with Dragon Ball games rather than going back to a stiff one like Raging Blast. I mean, Raging Blast looked good. You know, the attacks were really clean. You know, animation was awesome. But end of the day, like when you're actually playing the core functionality of the game, it just felt too stiff, and that's why I never really liked about that series, especially coming into that game after playing Tenkaichi 3. So that's how I feel about that. Green Namekian wants to know, would you rather have an SH figure arts Napa or Raddatz? Ooh. Well, the Raddatz figure, not the Raddatz, the Napa figure that they revealed originally as a prototype just didn't look that good, so I'll go with Raddatz here. But to be honest, I wouldn't get either one of them if they came out, just because Napa and Raddatz are probably my least favorite characters in Dragon Ball, and I feel like even for like the collector value, when they come out, I feel like no one really buy them, so I go with neither. Shakura wants to know, do you think that Super Saiyan Blue Goku can potentially become stronger than Beerus? Because Super Saiyan God Goku brought Beerus to 100%. He actually didn't really bring him to 100%. He lied to him to kind of make him, you know, fight at his fullest. Because obviously if he just said, oh, by the way, I'm not even 100% yet, Goku would have been like, oh, shucks, guys. But to answer your question, I don't think so, only because the way Beerus' character is written in the story is he's always supposed to be the strongest. He's the god of destruction. And if Goku rises above the god of destruction, and that's it, there's no one to get stronger. And like, he'll be at the top of the list. As long as Beerus is stronger, Goku will always want to like try to break that limit and like pass him. And once he passes him, I feel like the series will be truly over, and Goku will be #1 in the universe, and that'll be pretty much the end of the series. So no, I don't think that Goku will ever pass Beerus. And the final question comes from El Buck, and he wants to know, do you think they will make One Punch Man figures and if possible a game? I would love to have One Punch Man figure and game. And yes, actually. They're making a Saitama Nendoroid right now, but I want a Saitama Figma, because Figma has like the most awesome quality figures, and I feel like One Punch Man is definitely something I would want to go for. So fingers crossed that they do that. As far as the game, hell yes. I feel like One Punch Man would be a great game to use in a Dynasty Warriors setting. Imagine playing as Xenos or Saitama and just like wrecking hundreds of aliens and stuff like that. That'd be a lot of fun, and I would definitely get that. I would also love to get a One Punch Man fighter, but for now, I feel like we're probably still kind of far away from that. I feel like if anything, we can get a Saitama One Punch Man Dynasty Warriors game a lot sooner than later, so we'll see what happens. But One Punch Man is so popular that I feel like if they don't release anything around it, it'll be kind of stupid. So I guess we'll see what happens for the next couple months. Alright folks, so that is the last question. Again, if you want to have anything answered, drop a question in the comment section below, and then next week, I'll probably try to do this every single Sunday. I'll come back with more questions and answers. So let me know your thoughts, anything you want to know. Even if it's something asked before, I'll answer it again. Just drop it in the comment section below, leave a like rating below, and we'll keep these Q&As going. As always, you guys enjoy the rest of today. My name is Rhymestyle, and I'll see all y'all in Super Saiyans in the comment section below. Peace!